Welcome back, everyone. So for today's video, we're gonna talk about the geometry of tactics. We're gonna cover only four, but if you dominate these four tactics, then your chess will skyrocket. These are very common in chess. Now you can take a look at the timestamps and the format of the video. Like most of my videos, we start with something simple and then we bump it up to something more difficult for everybody to enjoy. So let's start with this one. Let's start by defining what is a skewer. So a skewer is an attack that includes two pieces that are on the same line. They can also be on the same rank or diagonal. And the more valuable piece is going to be in front of this attack. So here we can play rook f8. Once the king moves, we get this rook. This is going to happen in a lot of situations. For example, black plays b6. So now you can see the alignment of the queen and the rook. We can play bishop e4. The queen has to move. Now we can capture this rook and it's winning for white. Let's say that the queen takes, so we just take this queen and we are still completely winning. Feel free to pause the video on this one. So queen takes on h7. Now find the skewer in this position. So here the alignment we're looking for is this queen and the pawn. So we can play rook to h8. And now the queen doesn't have many good moves. Let's say the queen decides to save herself at queen f7. Now this is checkmate, right? So yeah, and the best move for the position is to take the rook. Now we take back. And yeah, this is winning for black. Sometimes the skewer is not going to be a clear cut, right? We don't have any misalignment, but we want to force this queen and this king into the same rank or maybe into the same diagonal. Some kind of alignment will help so we can get this queen. Now, the first thing we look for is forcing moves. We don't have any checks with this queen except maybe h6, but that just loses the queen. Now we can play g4. This is a forcing move. It comes with check. The only move in the position is king h4. Now we have this check on h6 and the king has to move, also forcing. Now we have these two pieces on the same rank. We give another check here. We don't really care about this pawn because now these are in perfect alignment to each other. And now, yeah, doesn't matter what black plays, we get this queen. Now let's move on to pins, which has a very similar geometry to skewers. The only difference is that skewers, the more valuable piece is in front. And in this case, the least valuable piece is in front. So we can attack it, and now we reveal an attack on the more valuable piece. So in this example, we have to do something about this bishop that is attacking our queen. So we can just simply take, and now we have a perfect alignment of these rooks. So it's a good trade because we're not getting only one rook, yet we have another attack, which is the more valuable piece. The king has to move, and now we take this rook, and this is still winning for black. I'm playing this game with black, and I move my knight to d5. I get hit by the pawn on g4, so I have to retreat my bishop. Bishop takes on d5. So this looks bad because my rook is hanging and I cannot just take. This will be checkmate. So look for this pattern. Two bishops on the same file that can be attacked by a rook. It didn't take me long to go for this tactic. And now try to find the best move for white. Okay, so the best move for white is to take this pawn. To take this pawn on e6. If I take back, now these two pieces are forked, the king and the rook. So I will have to move. And let's say I don't find that move, so I just lose my rook. Now my opponent didn't play that. My opponent played bishop takes on e6. So yeah, that is just completely winning. There's nothing much for white to play. And later they resign. We're gonna find a pin on this position, but you can also find other geometrical patterns as well as tactics. So my opponent is playing white. We get g4. g4, I was like, okay, a free pawn, thank you. Because now the queen is overloaded. It's attacking these two pieces. If they take, I just take the rook. So they cannot take. They realize this and they make something kind of dubious to me. Knight b1. Okay, so I can just take this pawn. I'm gonna take this pawn and put these two pieces on the same diagonal, right? I'm gonna attack these two pieces. And again, if they take, I just take the rook. So they got rook c3, getting out of the way. Okay, I'm just gonna trade. Once they take back, I can win this pawn. So they go, okay, I'm gonna attack this bishop. Oh no, my bishop is in trouble. If I move it, I lose my pawn. But we have tactics here. Pause the video now, try to find the tactic for black that wins the game. So we'll always look for this pattern. Two rooks on the same diagonal. So I can attack it with one of my bishops. And this is a perfect pin. My opponent resigned on the spot. We're gonna move on to discover attacks and discover checks. I think it's a good idea to combine them. They follow the same principle. So here we're gonna get our piece out of the way, revealing an attack on another piece. So for example, in this one, we already have an alignment of the queen and the king. Our queen is under fire, so we have to give a check here with our knight. Now, how do we do that? Because we have two moves. You want to get it out of the way, and as a good rule of thumb, to the side that has more traffic. So in this case, is this side there's 3 pawns and 3 pieces, and in this side is like 3 pieces and 2 pawns. So you want to move it to this side of the board. Knight f6. Once the king moves, this is mating 1. What happens if you move it the other way? To d6. Now the king can hide, and let's say you continue with a check. Now the king can take. The king can also black can also push this pawn. There are defensive resources for black, and you just lost the advantage. So yeah, I would recommend that you do a little bit of calculation to see where this piece can land. Let me show you other examples. So in this game, I'm playing white, and I knew from intuition this queen was already in a weird spot. Now I played knight e4, and my opponent plays queen e5. So I was like, okay, I don't even have to calculate. I'm gonna put my rook on the same file as the queen and see how he manages that. Now he actually blunders. He goes knight f6. So we already have this alignment of the two pieces. I have to get my knight out of the way. But if I go here, I lose my advantage, right? Because the queen can just take. So I go to the side that has more traffic. In this case, I want to go to this side where there's all of these pawns. So now I can play knight takes on c5. And if they take, I just take the queen. And if they move the queen, so here, they will have to move the queen, right? Somewhere, maybe here. Okay, I just take the bishop. So in this one, I am playing against a bot. I was testing some ideas. I don't usually play bots. But okay, castle, and the bot plays knight takes on d4. I was like, that's weird. That's a mistake, at least. I can just take, and they cannot take back. So it was a 2000 bot. I didn't think that was gonna happen. Now you can feel free to pause the video and see the discover attack in this position. So now if you are thinking about bishop to b5 given a check, yeah, that discovers the attack on the queen. And once the bot takes, I can take the queen, and this is completely winning for white. So this one is going to be a little bit more difficult, but we first look for forcing moves, right? And just to point out the geometry here, this diagonal is high traffic. The these two bishops and the king, as well as the knight. Maybe another pattern will be this line, the two bishops, the queen and the rook, as well as this one, where our rook is aligned. This is going to be important. The bishops and this pawn. Okay, so first we go with forcing moves. This is a check, and king has to take back. So where do we move our bishop? We have a discover attack with our rook once we move it. So the most important piece on the board is the queen, so we can move it to e7. And now once the king moves, we take this queen and just completely winning for white. We always want to visualize the alignment of the pieces. So in this case, these two rooks are aligned to each other, and we can go for forcing moves here. So you can pause the video now to see the sequence. This is mating 3, and you can I think you can figure this out. So now we force the king to move to g1 by giving a check and capturing the rook. And now we can reveal an attack on the king by moving this bishop, right? So the perfect square is going to be d4, and this is from this position is going to be mating 1. It doesn't matter where the king goes. We can go here, and this is mate, or the king can go here, and this is all the same, mating 1. Okay. So let's start now with X-rays. An X-ray is a piece that is able to mount an attack even if there is another piece in the way. So here you are not attacking a piece, you're attacking a square. So think about chess that way. Which square do I need to attack, or in this case defend? You can also use this for defensive resources. There is another move, you can comment that in the video. So but for the purposes of this content, I'm gonna go queen b8. Queen b8, I am the black queen and the rook defend each other through this enemy queen. So there's gonna be this piece in the middle, and now if the black one wants to continue the game, maybe they have to move the queen somewhere, or they can just take, but this is a draw position. So now, yeah, we want to concentrate on a square, okay? These are supposed to be more advanced examples, but I trust that you're smarter by this point of this video. Feel free to pause now and figure out which square do we need to target to get an advantage in the position. Okay, so we're looking for rook to d8. We're targeting this square, as we can give a check here, and rook cannot take. If rook takes, we take this queen. So king has to move. King has to move. Now we can take the queen, and once the rook takes back, now we take the rook on the back rank. Okay, so that was the X-ray. We're disrupting this communication of these two pieces. So in this one we get knight takes on d5, which is a blunder, because now we can target these two pieces that are on the same rank, so we still have some geometry there, and we're looking for a square to target with our rook. So I hope you're finding rook to c2. Rook c2, this bishop is defending, and now if knight takes here, it's a forcing move, these two pieces are going to be in trouble. So with X-ray, this tactical motif, we want to see through a piece. We want to be able to see not what is in front of us, but what could be. In this case, we have the bishop pair. We're covering these two diagonals. Now we can move queen to e4. Queen to e4 forces the bishop back. Now we can give a check here, and the only move that continues the game is to defend with the queen, and yeah, this is going to be checkmate. Okay, so it was this ability to see through the pieces. So we are skipping this bishop, and it doesn't matter what white does at this point. Okay, so in this one might be the most difficult yet, not impossible to see. Feel free to pause the video now. So okay, here this rook has a defensive task. It's not only attacking our queen, but it's also defending this pawn on f5. And we have to target here the back rank. That is the second point to this puzzle. So targeting the back rank, we can also maybe just take here, but we just lose the knight. So we're looking for forcing moves. Now the move here is rook to d8. Rook to d8 is like, wait, what? I can just take here. Yeah, that will be mating 2. I can give a check here, maybe we can knight has to retreat, so we give a check. Or the other move, maybe the king moves, and we complete the checkmate here. So yeah, what is the other option? Maybe of a knight takes. This is checkmate. Yeah, there is not really a good move for black. So what black has to do is give a check, so we get the king out of the way, and now king can give another check on c7. Yeah, okay, so we just take this queen, and once the knight takes back, this is made anyway. So yeah, that's the move we're looking for. Thanks for watching, guys. So unrelated to this video, but related to chess, I put all my background together, especially the chessboard, which is the most beautiful, and now I designed this vertical chessboard. What is your take? Do you like it? I designed it, but a friend of mine put it together. I absolutely loved it. Maybe we can design a store or an Etsy for him to create this type of chessboards. So I will see you in the next one, and take care. See ya.